here we go with a trade on d5, or maybe even the move queen f5 just to apply pressure, put the queen on h5, put the bishop on e4. I see all kinds of bad things for black to happen. And that's why Fedoseev perhaps is thinking maybe this is the moment when I can try to complicate the game, play bishop g4, perhaps I can put it on g6, I ignore the pawn here, and with a bishop on h6 coming out, perhaps this is giving him a chance for a lifeline here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like a far more Fedoseev type of move, Jovanka, just keeping the tension, even at the cost of a pawn temporarily, just not walking into anything too concrete or too direct.
It does feel a bit more grandmasterly, right? To kind of at least confuse the issue. I agree. Bishop to g4 probably the best, but maybe we can just go and see how like knight takes pawn is so bad. Oh, because he just played it.
He took it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Process of elimination. I think we would look at the capture first, whether it's best or not. Just forcing moves, knight takes knight. I quite like, other moves other than knight takes knight, maybe bishop e4, something you mentioned earlier, Jovanka. But here there's a lot of options. Oh, yeah, even on the previous turn, but maybe now as well. Bishop to e4. Queen f5, another move. Bishop takes bishop, then queen f5. Artist, do you think it's one of the more kind of... for me, I would find it tricky. There's just so many tempting moves. It's just hard to pick, right?
Indeed, David. I think the only chance maybe for Fedoseev here is that Praggnanandha is going to get confused with the opportunities, because there's so many ways to get the advantage. There's the bishop e4. There's the bishop, knight x on d5 and queen e5. There's the knight x on d5 and bishop e4. But the clock is ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock, right? So this is move 20. White has only 12 minutes. And I think also Prague wants to clarify the position a bit, basically get a position that plays by hand. I mean, Jovi, what would be your first instinct? I mean, which continuation you would be looking at? I mean, would you be trying to force matters here, trade a couple of times on d5, enter this favorable endgame, or instead you'll be more inclined to go for a direct attack against the king, or there's another idea?
Yeah, so I think I would have traded once and definitely kept the queens on, because even though the endgame is very tempting, I have a philosophy in life that when your opponent has an unsafe king, try and keep the queens on, because you have greater chances of harassing them that way. But we do have a move from Prague, by the way, and he decided no trades, instead maximum action. Bishop takes h7, now huge threat in the position. And I guess he can go knight takes knight at will.
Yeah, knight takes knight. And which way white recaptures here? Oh, both look very tempting, I've got to say. But yeah, I mean, queen takes does open up possibilities against the black king on the diagonal. Pawn takes, you solidify your center forever. Keep the battery on the light squares. Oh, it's a 50-50. I mean, just give me this position is all I would say. It's a dream. White.
Yeah, I'm with David here. I don't know. Somehow I want to keep the queen on the same diagonal, to hit the pawn on h7, keep the tension. But then again, I'm thinking maybe after b takes on c3, I'm giving black too much counterplay. Maybe in the future, the pawn on a3 could become a target, and the queen c3 feels to be the safe move. So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, knight c3 makes sense.
Yeah, so Fedoseev under pressure. Just to mention as well, defensive moves like rook to g7, just I think unthinkable here, just so ugly. White will get moves like knight to f5 with gain of tempo. Fedoseev needs to defend actively somehow. But okay, this game, let's just do a recap maybe of all of the boards, because this one guaranteed a time scramble just at move 21. Let's remind everyone of the time control as well. The players now have a race to move 40. They only have what's left on their clocks, plus 30 seconds after every move. And only at move 40 do they gain an extra 50 minutes for the rest of the game, plus that 30-second increment. And yeah, let's, with that in mind, with the time control in mind, this 100 moves they have for the first 40 minutes. Let's go around the horn and check out some of the other boards.